Hello everybody, this is Charles and I am back with another toy review. This time I'm doing Bandai Super Robot Chogokin Spacer. Alright, so this is a spacer for Grendizer and this is a Tamashii web exclusive. So here we see Grendizer and the spacer. So I actually had bought one of each, so I bought one spacer and one Grendizer with spacer gift set. But since I already have the Grendizer figure, I just opened this one for the review instead. Alright, so here let's go on to the review direct. Okay, so here we have the spacer before assembly. So the reason why I'm actually doing the review before the assembly is because the assembly is not as simple as it seems. So first off, the instruction tells you that in order to insert the wings into the saucer, it just tells you to push it in. But if you realize, it's actually very difficult to push it in. If you use a lot of brute force, you might wonder if it might break something. So the way to actually get the wings to actually lock on here, right? Because if you do not lock it on here, it's so flimsy, it just falls off this way. So the way to get the wings to lock on is to push it at an angle in this way. Just push it in this way. Okay, once it's in all the way, now push it down. Alright? See? Once you push it down, here locks down. Locks in place very nicely. And to detach it, lift the wings upwards slightly. And there you go. So the easiest way to actually do is just to slot the wing here and push it down. There you have it in. Alright? So the next thing that's actually difficult to install is actually the saucer beads. So the saucer beads you need to be very accurate and precise. You need to make sure that the beads are actually aligned here. So you need to actually push it in. So once you push it in, find the spot. Okay, you really need a lot of trying to get the saucer beads to come out. Let me just see if I got the alignment correct. Alright, it's here. So see, once you push it in correctly, this will pop out. Okay, this will pop out. So once this tabs pop out, you slot it in accordingly. Just nice to make sure that they align nicely over here. So make sure they align nicely. Okay, see my hands? It aligns very nicely over here. Once it aligns nicely, you push the tabs back in to lock it. Right, this is the way. And to remove the tabs is not so easy. You can't just push it out really naturally. It doesn't really work sometimes. Okay, you need to sort of twist it out. So you can try pushing it out. Okay, for my case it works because maybe I loosened it already, but in some cases you need to twist really hard. So that's something which I don't really like for this. And again, to put the wings in, slot it at an angle over here, okay, all the way in, and then press it down. You hear a lock sound. That's the way to lock it in. So again, I don't like the fact that instructions just tell you to just push it in. It doesn't work this way. You need to push it in and press it down to lock it in nicely. Alright? So other features of this saucer, yes, the landing gear over here. Okay, you might need some fingernails to actually dig it out for the first time. It's a little bit tricky to dig out. Okay, but once you've done it a few times, it's easy. So this is the landing gear for the saucer. Alright, I'm gonna keep it again. It does come with this very nice double stand and this base over here. But since I'm not going to display the saucer in my cabinet, I'm not going to remove this. So off this goes. So alright, over here now the saucer, right. It comes with accessories like this. Okay, the extra weapons. So the way to actually get the weapons in, let me just do it now before I assemble Grendizer. So see, you have a problem actually twisting it out. So yeah, getting this out. So we're gonna do the missile parts first. Okay, the drill missiles, yes, the drill missiles. So for the drill missiles, you just need to remove the top cap for each side, slot it in, and there you have it, the drill missiles. Alright, and then just take it out. Now just get the bottom part out as well. Okay, just this. Okay, now getting the bottom tabs out for the other side as well. Okay, now the next thing I want to do, the drill cutters. The cutters. So you put both here, over here, So we align this over here and align the bottom again, and there you have it. I think you call it a cutters or slicers, but it's really nice. So for this, okay, I have to say that in terms of plastic quality for the spacer, I think the plastic feels not as sturdy as the one for GX04S, Grendizer GX04. So that is something you might want to watch out for, because I mean I handled both and I just felt that this plastic wasn't as sturdy as the one that they used for the Sword of Chogokin version. But the nice thing about this is that the cutters or the slicer here is very nice, it's very detailed, okay, compared to GX04. So this is what I think is the only thing about the Super Robot Chogokin spacer that is a notch above the Sword of Chogokin version. It's this slicer parts. Other than that, I think the Sword of Chogokin version is actually much better. But then that's just based on my opinion. So I'm going to slot this back in first. Slot this back in. Slot this back in. And slot this back in. Okay, one thing to note is that if you ever have problems getting these tabs out, I mean when you are trying to wriggle them out, I would advise that you take out the wings first and then probably use a cloth or something to get them out. The thing is that because in some cases, for example for my piece, this side is more difficult to take out compared to this side. For this side I can just twist it and it just comes out easily, see? But for the other side it doesn't work this way. I have to twist it quite hard, and in the process of doing so you might accidentally break the wing. So for those of you who actually want to do and you have difficulty getting the tabs out, I would rather you take out the wings first. Sorting the wings back is actually very simple. Like I said, just push it all the way in, push downwards until you hear a click sound. Oops. Okay, let me just slot the tabs back. Surprisingly they pop out, but well. Okay, align them nicely. Align them nicely. Okay, so for the wings, slot it in and push the tab down. That's it. See? Just push it down. Right, locking in place. So for Grendizer, it comes with a pair of hands for you to actually swap, which I've already done so. So for those of you who are very much into the anime, so this is transformation part, you want to do a very show accurate transformation. You open up both sides, Grendizer slides in all the way with his hands. Okay, you can do so, but generally you do not really need to do so, because Grendizer can just slot in this way, even if you do not open the back. The back is just for you to do your anime stuff, for more playability. So what you need to do is to first rotate the legs 90 degrees so that the feet are as such. Alright, so here I'm not gonna move his elbow outwards because it's gonna be a little bit difficult to move it back downwards. So I'm just gonna do it this way. So Grendizer slots all the way in over here. You can close the tabs at the back. Okay, lock them in place. Okay, so Grendizer actually comes here. Actually come out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna open up the just gonna spread out the arms. Okay, so over here, this tab locks onto the waist. Okay, tap it in over here, but before that, let me just show you this. Before you put Grendizer in, I'm not sure whether this is meant to actually hold this way, but I guess not. But you can if you want to. You actually hold it this way. These two parts are springy. Okay, they actually lock in place when you put the tab up. Okay, and what you're gonna do, you're gonna move out these blades over here. Do be careful because it's really sharp, and careful managing it because they do feel fragile and they might break. Okay, so over here you can slot, like I said earlier on, you can actually slot Grendizer in this way. It works. So we slot him in this way. This lock onto the waist as such. The top locks down, and you just need to push the elbows in and make sure that the hands go in the side here. Go pushing over here, the hands go into the saucer, and the head goes up, and there you have Grendizer. Okay, let me just align this a little bit better. Okay. Yep, and here we have Grendizer in his spacer. Easy spacey. So like I said, if you were to do the anime version whereby the hands move forward, you need to rotate it downwards. It does have some complication in the sense it doesn't rotate that well. So you might have to adjust quite a fair bit. So which is why I rather put the Grendizer in directly and his hands just spread outwards rather than upwards 90 degrees have to actually rotate it down. So this is actually much easier for you to actually slot him into a saucer. So here we have Grendizer with a very nice saucer. So this is the SRC version. Of course, it's smaller than the Soul of Chogokin version. Like I said before, I think the only nice part about it is that the these cutter parts, slicer parts are much nicer. The blades over here are much bigger and sharper. I think they are in a sense more anime accurate. The head can actually move at a better angle upwards. So actually Grendizer's head is actually at a much better angle compared to the Soul of Chogokin version. So apart from that, I think it's so-so. So this, I wasn't really excited about this spacer part, so I got it just for the sake of completion. Not sure if Bandai released the other three spacer, I mean the jet spacer, the marine spacer, and the drill spacer. Hopefully they do just to complete it. Probably come as a set. But even if they do not do so, it's fine because I have the Soul of Chogokin version. So to me, this piece, it's a nice piece to have. You know, I'm not really excited about it. I just think that it's a nice piece to have. And again, the parts to be careful are the wings and the saucer part. Just have to be really careful when you handle it, especially when inserting the wings in, because you might break something if the wings if you just try to force it in. So the best way, like I said, is just to slot it in over here and then press down and until here click. Okay, yeah, that's it. And then to remove the wings, if you're not displaying it, just move it upwards and it just clicks off very easily. Okay, so right now I have sweaty palms, which is why I need my cloth to help me push this down. Okay. See? Yep. So this is Super Robot Chogokin, the Grendizer with the spacer. Overall, nice display piece, just not a lot of fun gimmicks and nothing really much excited. Apart from maybe, you know, if you like the stand, it's a very nice base for you to display. But that's about it. So here's Charles signing off with yet another toy review. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Do stay tuned to my channel for more reviews next time. Hello everybody, this is Charles and I am back with another toy review. This time I'm doing Bandai Super Robot Chogokin Spacer. Alright, so this is a spacer for Grendizer and this is a Tamashii web exclusive. So here we see Grendizer and the spacer. So I actually had bought one of each, so I bought one spacer and one Grendizer with spacer gift set. But since I already have the Grendizer figure, I'll just spot. Okay, you really need a lot of trying to get the saucer bits to come out. Let me just see if I got the alignment correct. Alright, it's here. So see, once you push it in correctly, this will pop out. Okay, this will pop out. So once this tabs pop out, you slot it in accordingly. Just nice to make sure that they align nicely over here. So make sure they align nicely. I just opened this one for the review instead. Alright, so here let's go on to the review direct. Okay, so here we have the spacer before assembly. So the reason why I'm actually doing the review before the assembly is because the assembly is not as simple as it seems. So first off, the instruction tells you that in order to insert the wings into the saucer, you know, it just tells you very nicely. And to detach it, lift the wings upwards slightly. And there you go. So the easiest way to actually do is just to slot the wing here and push it down. There you have it in. Alright. So the next thing that's actually difficult to install is actually the saucer bits. So the saucer bits are, you need to be very accurate and precise. You need to make sure that the bits are actually aligned here. So you need to actually push it in. So once you push it in, find the to push it in. But if you realize it's actually very difficult to push it in. If you use a lot of brute force, you might wonder if it might break something. So the way to actually get the wings to actually lock on here, right? Because if you do not lock it on here, it's so flimsy, it just falls off this way. So the way to get the wings to lock on is to push it at an angle in this way. Just push it in this way. Okay, once it's in all the way, now push it down. Alright? See? Once you push it down here, locks in place